Hello everybody, my name is Ethan. Welcome back to the channel where today we are going to be hopping back in to Codecademy and their machine learning course. In the previous video, we went over the very basics and introduction to the command line. So we looked at a bunch of navigation, how to create directories, how to create new files. And so if you missed that video, please be sure to go watch it and give it a like. And we're going to go a little bit more in depth now with this video here. And we're going to just kind of jump right into it. I don't think there's anything else we need to really talk about. So command line interface setup. Navigate your operating system like a professional programmer. So setting up your command line. The command line is a powerful tool used by developers to find, create, and manipulate files and folders. This short tutorial will walk you through the steps of setting up the command line application in your computer. Command line interfaces come in many forms. The command line interface we'll use is called Bash. Bash, or Born Again Shell, is the command line interface that was created in 1989 by Brian Fox as a free software replacement for the Bourne shell. A shell is a specific kind of command line interface. Bash is an open source, is open source, which means that anyone can read the code and suggest changes. Since its beginning, it's been supported by a large community of engineers who have worked to make it an incredible tool. Bash is the default shell for Linux and Mac, up through Mac OS 10.14, which is Mojave. For these reasons, Bash is the most used and widely distributed shell. If you want to learn more about Bash, this Wikipedia article is a good place to start. Better yet, try yourself with Bash courses. So, Bash setup for Mac and Windows. Mac users, that's not me personally. I am a Windows user. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, that is me. I am a Windows user. Windows users has a different command line called command prompt, which has many of the same features as Bash. Bash is just much more popular, and this because of the strength of the open source community and the tools they provide. To get Bash on a Windows computer, we'll download and install a program called Get Bash. Get Bash allows us to use Bash as well as other tools. We're going to look at how to install Get Bash. Fortunately, Codecademy makes it so you do not have to do anything like this and download anything. It's all just in the browser here. I think I accidentally clicked something. I actually did, yeah. Previous project, a little bit of a spoiler there if you missed out on the previous stuff there. Okay, so we end up going into the next thing, which is the introduction. So far we used the command line to navigate the file system. We can now view directories and files with more detail. We can also use the command line to copy, move, and remove files and directories. This lesson will explore these abilities. So again, we'll use the command line to copy, move, and remove files in directories. So that's what we're going to be doing today. You can reference in the file system for the lesson here. The file structure will mostly stay the same. In the exercises in this lesson, the check work button down right here, where you guys can't see it, but it's if you've ever thought about where the check work button is, it's right behind my face here. So let's find out where we are with pwd. Looks like we're in the workspace movies directory. We're gonna click check. Yep, type the following command into the terminal and we'll see what's in there. And yeah, perfect. ls revisit. The ls command lists all the files and directories in the working directory. We can use ls as is or attach an option. Options modify the behavior of commands. For example, ls-a. The command above displays the contents of the working directory in more detail. This command displays all the files and directories, including those starting with a dot. File names or files starting with a dot are normally hidden and don't appear when using ls alone. The -a is called an option. Options modify the behavior of commands. And in addition to -a, the ls command has several more options. -a lists all commands. -l, lowercase l, lists all contents in a directory in long format, as well as the file permissions. And -t orders the files and directories by time they were last modified. So in the terminal here, we're going to type ls-a. And as you can see, we have a couple of dots as well as everything, even dot preferences. Did you see the difference between ls and ls-a? Make sure to click that. Then type ls minus, oh, it didn't do it right away, -t. So now we can see that they're in long format, right? That's what it said, right? Long format, as well as the file permissions. That's what I thought I did at least. But that's what it looks like. Then finally, we're going to type ls minus L. And we can see we have the date that it was last accessed. So 2022, some of these were accessed, so it's been a while. 2015, wow, it's been a while. All right, ls and combining options. The lowercase l option lists files and directories as a table. Here are the 4 rows with 7 columns separated by spaces. Here's what each column means. Access rights. These indicate the read, write, and execute permissions on the file or directory allowed to the owner, the group, and all users. You can read more about file permissions. Number of hard links. This represents the number of hard links to the file or directory. This includes the parent directory link and the current link. The name, the username of the file owner. Here the user is CC. The name of the group that owns the file. Here it's ENG. The name of the file in bytes. The date and time it was last modified. And finally, the name of the file or the directory. In addition to using each option separately, like minus L or minus A, minus L, multiple options can be used like together, like minus ALT. We can group letters together in the same way. ls lists all contents, including hidden files, directories, in long format ordered by the date they were last modified. Let's navigate to the comedy folder. So we're gonna look. We're in movies. If we print ls, we can find that there is a comedy, so we can navigate to it by doing change directory and going into the comedy directory folder. Once we're in there, we're going to click check. Oh. And we didn't confirm that we were in comedy, but now we have. Then we're going to type ls minus alt and see all the information about, oh my goodness, all the information, including the harm table format. Perfect. Yeah. Nice. Cat. How do we view the contents of an individual file in our terminal? You can use cat. The cat command outputs the content of a specific specified file. For example, running the following inside of the movies would output the text from genres.txt. This is a useful command for peeking into files without opening them and confirming the result of the other commands without changing the content files. We can also get output from a path using a specified file. To output batman.txt within the action of the directory, we can run action batman.yeah. This will output the contents of Batman within the... Okay, perfect. So I am going to just do clear for a second. I don't know why this picture is up here, really. I don't like that it is. I get the idea behind it, but I wish I could just see... Yeah, there we go. I want to see more of this. This tells us what the file looks like, so we can know, but... I'd rather you guys be able to see this big console more than anything else. So first we'll do pwd to see what we're in. We want to move into the action folder. So what we'll do is we'll do change directory .. and then we'll go into the action folder. And if we print pwd, we'll see that we're back into the action folder. Once there, output the text. So again, we can output the text of superman.txt. And it looks like it prints out this giant text of Superman's bio, I guess. I'm going to clear it just because it's taking up a lot of space here. Gosh darn it, it's going to make it so that I didn't check work. So we're going to clear that now. And we'll do cat. We want to go into the Terminator file, which is in sci-fi directory. So what we'll first do is we'll go up. We're right now, if we just print pwd just to check, we're in the action. So first we're going to use cat, but from this directory we want to go. If we can move this now back down. So we're right now in here. We want to go down into the sci-fi and then print out terminator.txt. So we can do that by doing sci-fi and then print out terminator.txt and then perfect. we did it. I am going to just clear once we get to this new stuff. So CP part 1. Let's move on to copying, moving, and removing files and directories from the command line. The CP command copy files or directories below. We copy the contents of a source file into a destination file. So from a source to a destination, so it looks like it takes 2 arguments here. For example, if we were in the sci-fi directory and want to make a backup of Terminator file, we would run terminator.txt and then terminator.bak for backup. This will make a copy of Terminator and save it as BAK. Note the BAK file extension is commonly used to notate a file as a backup of a file with the same name. We could also copy a file to a destination directory by doing source and then directory name. If we are in the comedy / directory, we would want to put a copy of the office.txt, and in the slapstick directory, we would run the office.txt into the slapstick directory. In the above example, would put an exact copy of the office directory. If we wanted to rename the file as well, we'd include the name of the file in the path of the second argument. So we'd say office.txt, put it in the file, and then rename it to the office.us.txt. We need to start in the correct one, so let's check our working directory. Right now we're in action. We want to go into drama and also go into biopic. So to do that, I'm going to do change directory, .. We'll go into drama and then into biopic, right? We'll make sure that we are in the correct spot, which is the biopic. We can check our work here. We didn't do ls. Now we did. Okay. On the biopic, copy the Frida text to a file named Frida. So we can do something like this. Perfect. Use cat on Frida.back. It does store the exact same information once we've completed the task, and then we're going to use, as it suggests, the clear command. Great job, you copied all the contents of the file using the command line. Let's navigate up one level to the drama directory. So we can do cd ... and then I'll just confirm we're in the drama and list all the files in the working directory, and that's what it looks like. In a single command, make a copy of Cleopatra.txt to go to the historical directory in the biopic directory. So we want to basically make a copy. So we'll use the copy command. We want to first use where it's coming from. So we'll use biopic / Cleopatra.txt. And then where is it going? It wants to go into the historical one, and it doesn't say it wants a new name, so we can just do historical and pay attention to the current, where you can always use pt.2. So that's what we've done. Now move to historical. We can do that by just doing historical, and you should see a new copy if we print the working directory of Cleopatra.txt. CP part 2. To copy multiple files into a directory, use CP with a list of source files as the first arguments and destination file as the last argument. Here we copy the files file1.txt and file2.txt into the same directory. We just have a list, right? So we have file.txt, file.txt 1 and 2, and then my directory. We need to start in the drama, so we look and we're in movies, so we can navigate to drama by just doing drama and then pwd to check our working directory and list with no options, and to check our projects, let's do that. From the drama directory, copy biopic. Is it storming out? Oh my goodness, it actually might be storming out. This is crazy. Yes, it is. Wow, that's pretty insane. At 11 a.m., it's storming super bad. So if we, sorry, I lost my spot here. From the drama directory. So right now we're in drama. We want to copy biopic / ray.txt, and we want to copy biopic historious.txt into the historical directory. Historical directory. Once we copy them, we can check work and then navigate to it by doing change directory historical, and then we'll use ls and see that everything's in there that we want in there. Wildcards. In addition to using exact file names as arguments, we can use special characters like star to select groups of files. These special characters are called wildcards. For example, here we use cp to copy all files in the current working directory into another directory. All files is just the star. To move the .txt files, we use a wildcard with suffix .txt. In addition to suffixes, we can prefix with wildcards using w.txt. Select all files in the working directory starting with w and ending in txt, and copies them to my directory, right? That's pretty cool. So you can just select certain ones using star. For this exercise, we'll need to start in the slapstick comedy directory, so we can do that by doing pwd. It looks like we're in the historical. So we're going to have to go in back, so we'll do slash comedy slapstick. And then if we print working directory, we're in the slapstick. I'm going to just clear now. And it wants us to list the contents of that directory without any options. And then click the check work button when done. Using a wildcard, copy all the files in slapstick directory to the comedy directory. Check your work with check work. So we want to copy everything from slapstick to comedy. CP, I forgot my backslash there. Slapstick to comedy. I see, we can use the dot in there. So CP, everything in slapstick. Oh, if I just do dot, what happens? It actually works. So we want to copy Z star into cool. MV. The MV command moves files. It's similar to CP in its usage, except moves a file without making a copy. To move a file in a directory, use MV with the source file as the first argument and the destination directory as the second argument. Here we move my file into my directory by taking my file and moving it to my directory. To move multiple files in directory, use move with a list of source files as the first argument and then destination directory as the last argument. Here we move the my file text to my file text2. To my directory, MV can also be used to rename a file. Original file.txt, so we can use it to just rename a file. That's interesting. For this exercise, we need to start in the action directory. So we'll print our working directory. Looks like we're in movies, so we can go cd .. /action, and then print working directory, and then I'm going to use clear. And then print working directory one more time so we know exactly where we are. After moving, let's list it with no options. And we can see all of the awesome stuff that's in here. While in the action directory, move the Superman file to the directory superhero. So we want to first do the move function. Then what are we moving? Well, we want to move the superman.txt into the superhero directory. Now if we list, we'll notice that superman.txt is nowhere to be found here. And if we list action, list action, to ensure, it said feel free to list the contents of action. Yeah, because we're already in action. That's why it's giving me the error. So we can check our work here. Now try and move multiple files at the same time using one command, move both Batman and Wonder Woman into it. So we can do that again by using the move command, and we're going to move Wonder Woman .txt and Batman.txt into the, actually I believe it's superhero category, and then we're going to list it again to ensure, yes, we've moved both Wonder Woman and Batman. They're nowhere to be found in here. Perfect. Lastly, let's move into the superhero, and we'll see they're all three in here. RM. The RM command removes and deletes files and directories. Here we remove the unwanted file from the system. The -R recursive option is to delete a directory in all of its child directories. So be careful when you use RM. It deletes files and directories permanently. There isn't an undelete command. So once you delete a file with directory, it's gone. Note that you can access the layout of a file system here. For this exercise, we'll need to start in the comedy/slapstick. So we're going to do print working directory. Wants us to be in the comedy/slapstick, so we're going to do change directory //comedy/slapstick, and then if we print our working directory, we're in comedy/slapstick. And what we'll do first is clear and then print out a working directory once again, and then list everything in there. Next, inside the current directory, remove waterboy.txt. I believe it's rm.waterboy.text. And then it wants me to list it out again. It has been removed, right? Navigate up one directory to just comedy. So we can do change directory ... and then print working directory, and then I'll do ls, and we can see that list the contents, the options. In the comedy directory, remove the slapstick category and its contents, list the contents of comedy. So we can do rm slapstick, but we want to remove everything here. So what I'll do is they'll add the -R in there. And then we can see that the slapstick thing is just completely gone. Cool. Review. Congratulations. You've learned how to use the command line to view and manipulate the file system. What can we generalize so far? ls-a lists all the contents of the directory, including hidden files and directories. -l lists all contents in long format. -t orders files as the time they were last modified, right? We can do multiple options together like -alt. We can do cp for copying files, mv for moving files, rm for removing files, and rm-r for removing directories. Wildcards are used for selective groups and files, right? Which command moves all files in the current directory into the directory school? So we want to do move everything to the school, right? So star means to move all files in the current directory, right? What command allows you to list files sorted as they were last modified? That's going to be the ls-t, right? What is the purpose of an option? An option is to modify a behavior of a command. Which command could use the copy contents of kendrick.txt to a new file called wrappers? Copy the contents of Kendrick. So we want to copy kendrick.txt to a new file called wrappers.txt. We'll do that. What command shows all files in the current directory in long format, included hidden files? So that's going to be -al. Yep, combining the two, right? How would you delete a directory called music? So we're going to do remove.-r music. How would you delete all the files in the directory media but not the directory itself? It's a great question. So we're going to remove media, and then kind of like this. Yeah. The star, again, may specify all of the media. Another easy quiz. We can continue learning now. And we have a project here. So first, this one, if you watched the last video, I went through this project in about 2 seconds, so let's see if I can do it. So let's print in the working directory here. List all contents in the current directory, including hidden files and directories. So we want to do ls-a. That finds everything. List all contents in long form. So if we do -l, we'll see the long form here. List all contents, including hidden files in long format order by the date. So we can do that by doing ls-alt and see that. Change directories into the pencils directory. The relative path is drawing/pencils. So we would have to do change directory drawing/pencils. Then we can list all contents, including hidden files and directories using the -a, right? Copy the file color. So we want to do copy color.txt to a graphite.txt. Next, we're going to want to change directories into charcoal. So we'll do /charcoal. It wants me to copy the file. Oh my God, 26 things. Copy compressed.txt to vine.txt. Copy the file vine to pencils. Copy vine.txt to pencils/color.txt. Okay. Next, from the charcoal directory, so we'll do, what is my working directory right now? We're in charcoal, so we want to change directories to the painting directory, // painting, print working directory, list all contents in long format, including hidden files, -alt. Looks like there's a brushes format, so we're going to go into change directory brushes. List all of its files. Copy the files starting with the letter F from the brushes directory into the paint directory. So paint directory is where it's actually in painting. So we have brushes and paint. So we want to copy the files starting with the letter F from brushes directory. So F star, so everything. So we are in brushes. We're going to copy everything that starts with the letter F, and we're going to copy it into the paint directory by doing /paint. Cool. Without changing directories, list the file and directories of the paint directory list. /paint. There it is. Change directories to the sculpting directory. We can do that by doing change directory /sculpting. Cool. List all the contents. I am going to do just a quick clear. We'll print the working directory once again just to check that we are, yes, indeed, in sculpting. List all the contents in long format. So we'll do list -alt to get all that information. Looks like there's just one directory inside of sculpting called clay. List all contents in long form. Change directories into the clay. I see. So change directory into clay/polymer, and then list all of its contents. Move air dry into the ceramic. So move air dry.txt into // ceramic. Oh. I may have effed up here. Yeah, I did. Oopsie. It created a new one, but if we, I guess we can move into. Ooh, not good. We can just do this now. Remove earthenware.txt. Let's change back to the clay. CD. Oh, pwd. Uh-oh. Not good. CD slash home slash cc user slash workspace slash art usi slash cd workspace cd r2z ls. Wants me to get into clay, which is going to be in sculpting, so cd sculpting ls clay. So now we can do cd clay. All right, I recovered there. Change the directories. One level back up to the clay. Take a look at the contents in the current clay. rm minus r do. Change directories 2 levels back up to R2Z directory, print the working directory. So if we do cd // pwd R2Z print working directory. All right, we did everything. Perfect. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. In this video, we covered a lot in the command line. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.